5 today in male and female pairs, and we'll quickly get through them as quick as we can to show you what's arrived. First out is a pairs of male and female German yellow guppies. Now these will go great in ponds through the spring and summertime. If you want to breed them and sell them back to your local aquarium. Guppy is the #1 selling fish in this hobby. So that's your German yellows. Next, another form of the yellow, but this is the tuxedo yellow. It gets its name from its half black body with the yellow tail. As you can see there, and there is a females to match. So male and female yellow tuxedo guppies. These ones are cool. I really like these ones. They look amazing in the aquarium. And this is what they call the sunset guppy. Sunset is somewhat between the red and the yellow combined, and you get that sunset coloration in the tail. Blue, beautiful flame yellows and reds, just like we see on the horizon at sunset, and that's where it gets its name. And you guessed it, male and female as well, so get into breeding those. Again, sell them back to the shops. I'm sure they'll buy them. They're very good for kids to get into the hobby. All right, next we have green cobras in male and female. So your green cobra, we do also have yellow cobras in store, but not in with the female variety, only the males. Now these are your green cobra, and that's your green cobra females. Something you do need to keep in mind when doing guppies is these are imported guppies. That means they come from quite a high salt concentration, up to 6 grams per litre overseas. We recommend here, get your salt levels to 2.5 to 3 grams per litre and slowly reduce that if you want to reduce your salt. Don't take them home, dump them straight in the pond if you don't have salt there or in your aquarium, because the guppy will suffer. So make sure you keep salt in those ponds or aquariums with these guys. The fry that you breed will be much stronger than the adults because they'll be used to the water conditions that you have. All right, next we have, these are your platinum whites. So platinum white male, platinum white female. These guys, you couldn't get females a couple of years ago. The breeders overseas kept them very restricted. They didn't want this line getting out throughout the world, so they weren't releasing the girls. But now you can buy some male and females, and there's some awesome crossbreeding you could do with those guys to get some different patterns and coloration or platinum into a special line that you've been working on. Now these have been one of probably the most popular guppies for the last 2 years, and these are your golden koi. They get the name because of that red nose, red tail, and the golden sheen throughout the body. And there's your females as well. The females tend to lose that red nose, so if you're breeding them, don't breed from the females where the red nose disappears. You want to strengthen the line, make sure they've got light, nice strong red noses for breeding. They're a type of mosaic. I think they're meant to be blue mosaic. The females definitely look like blue mosaics. They could be assorted mosaic. They look more blue though than assorted. Definitely female mosaic. There's one in there that's not a blue. And these are just an assorted mosaic male. But they are definitely female blue. So I'm not sure if that's the males for them, but that's an assortment. There is one rogue female in there, but they are blue mosaic females. Maybe the male blue mosaics will turn up here later on. So mosaic, they've got that really laced body, really laced tails. Next, red cobra. So you had the green cobra before, got yellow cobras in store, and here we have the red cobra. So the red cobra male, and the females are very similar. The male and females are very, very similar in pattern. So female, and there's one female tiger rogue in there, but there's your cobra. Red cobras. A couple more pairs here, and then it looks like we're into individual male guppies. All right, these are your red blonde. So red blonde males, beautiful red all the way through them, a little bit of blonde or yellow in their belly, and that's your females. The females probably, besides the yellows, probably one of the least attractive, but has the genetics for those reds. So if you want to breed, get strong reds, you get the females there, or here's the male. So red blonde male and female. Look like regular tigers to me. Oh no, once I see them on the camera, they're luminous. Hard to tell. We'll get them in the tank and have a look. Nonetheless, we have a tiger. What's the difference between the two? The luminous has a metallic sheen throughout the body, a bit of a reflective body, where the non-luminous is just more your silvery body. So looking on the camera here, you can see that reflection, which gives that luminous, and that's your females. But I think they're regular tigers. We do have a sunlight just above us here. It's probably given that reflection. So nonetheless, tiger guppies, male and female. Now these are quite interesting. They are a mosaic as well. They're sort of a red tuxedo. They're not normal red tuxedo Dumbos. Are they Dumbo? There's no Dumbo on them. So these are more like the assorted mosaic. They're like the Dumbo mosaic, but definitely don't have Dumbos on them. But they've got a tuxedo body. You can see that on them. But they've got a red, they've almost got a mosaic sunset tail. That's the best way to describe them. They're just like sunsets, but in a tuxedo and a mosaic tail. And these are apparently the matching females, and they definitely are the females. As you can see the tuxedo in their tails, and you can see that color in the base tail as well. Very nice looking females, quite an attractive looking male. If I was to name this, I would call these a sunset tuxedo and mosaic guppy. It's literally exactly what they are, but what their special name is, I'm not really sure. It's a little bit something different that we haven't had. All right, on to some males now. Don't have females for these, unfortunately, at the moment. This is a Dumbo, where we mentioned Dumbo before. This is your platinum red tail Dumbo. They're platinum, that metallic sheen on the body, just like the Illuminous. Big Dumbos, as you can see very clearly in the bag. Really big pectoral fins. Looking from above in the pond, they give you a blue sheen. So you see pictures always of these guys looking down above because you want to see those blue sheens in those fins. Cool looking guppies. We do get females from time to time, but no females in this shipment for that one. 24K. Now we sell these as B grade. We don't buy them as B grade, but they definitely are. These are your 24K guppies. So they're that gold coloration. On our website, we always list them as B grade because in Australia here, it's very, very hard to find true 24K guppies, even though that's what we buy them as. It's not what we're going to sell them as. All right, next we have, these are a tuxedo neon blue. In honest opinion, it's probably not the best batch we've had. Lots of blue missing. It does have the blue. You can see it reflecting there. Maybe they're juvenile. Maybe they'll come into better color as they get bigger, but we've definitely had better in the past. But these are a tuxedo neon blue. These are a black, looks like a black cobra snake skin. Male. Again, no females at the moment. These would be really nice to cross if you needed a female with your female black mosaic. It's not black mosaic, sorry. Your Moscow. Female black Moscow would go quite nice across those guys. Now these are a metal snake skin. They look like green metal snake skins. Sometimes we'll get blue. These are definitely green. So green metal snake skin. So they get the name metal. If you look up near the top, near their head, the body of them is a single reflective color, gives that metal sheen look. Then we have a snakeskin body throughout the body and the green reflection in the tail. So these are green metal snake skins. We've been getting lots of blues, and I think we've got blue male and females in store. It's very hard to get the greens, but that's a shipment of green right there. And here we've got a female. Now, where I said before where we had those female, those blue mosaics, and the males look like an assorted mosaic, this is the female for those actual males before. So the wrong females were sent with that one, but this is a female mosaic guppy. That one is better. That is the female to those males that were up earlier. Do we have in here? Let's have a look if we've got male. No, we don't. Nonetheless, something cool. All right, next we have here, I'm not really sure, maybe a red lace. It's a little bit, not really sure what these ones are. Beautiful red pattern on them nonetheless. Bit of a mosaicy tail. Big tails. I reckon these are a type of half moon. They will get really big tails, these guys, when they get big. Very, very assorted mosaics again. And red tail platinums. So these are like a red tail platinum, but no Dumbos. Almost like a big, most likely picked from the breeders, ones that weren't born with Dumbos. They pulled these out. So we sell these type of things, just assorted guppies. Not ones you want to breed from, but pretty looking fish. I've got a bag of female blues here of all different types. Beautiful, big, fat, pregnant females. Ready to have babies, some of those. And these, I think they call them golden tigers or pineapples. That's what we call them. Pineapple guppies. So this is your pineapple. They're just like your snakeskin tigers or your luminous tigers. They've got a yellow body, which that's why they get the name pineapple guppy. So a little bit different to the other tigers that come up. They're not an albino tiger. They're a pineapple. So very similar, but golden in the body rather than reflective. I think that's it for guppies. Good time now to get them in the pond, breed them, catch them out, sell them to us at the end of summer. All right, on to some other fish now. There is more pond fish coming up and some things for solutions for those ponds. Next, we have some laser cories. These are your gold lasers, really good size ones, really healthy. You can see the golden coloration in them. They're very, very gold. They get the name laser. They have this reflective line that goes all the way along parallel across the body. Can't quite see it here in the sunshine. Trying to show it to you guys. But once they're in the aquarium with the light above, you'll see it. So that's your gold lasers. All right, they're bandit cories. They're really cool. Beautiful looking cory they are. I like those. I like them better than pandas. These look like just a regular bronze cory. Bronze Corydoras. So Corydoras are fantastic scavengers for your aquarium. They will run around and eat up all the leftover foods, and they're basically active all day long, swimming and cleaning. These are a black Corydoras, a black Venezuelan. They're a little bit unhappy in the bag, so we're going to get them out. So black cories back in stock. Hopefully we can bring them back because they're a little bit unhappy. Now panda Corydoras. We had some amazing longfins of these in. And these look like they're throwbacks from longfins again, but they're not longfins, but I think they're throwbacks from longfins because they've got a longer fin than regular, but they're not a longfin panda. So these are your panda, so they've got that black and white panda appearance, black eyes, black spot in the body, black top fin. So panda Corydoras, very, very popular. Now, like any Corydoras, they like to be in schools, so if you've got them, do get a group of them. They do like to swim in a school. All right, I think that's it for cories. Next, we have a gold spot Plecostomus. So the gold spot gets huge. Well, when I say huge, it gets at least 30 centimeters in size. They're only about 6 centimeters right now, but these go really good with larger cichlids, even your Oscars. I wouldn't put one in with an Oscar at this size because it would become a quick meal. But these guys are safe with Oscars. And what I mean by that is, if you put bristlenose in with Oscars, bristlenose have a defense mechanism with spikes that shout out the side of their head and cause spikes on, causes the bristlenose to get caught in the throat, whereas these guys don't have that. So if your Oscar does pick it up, and they do pick everything up, these won't get caught in its throat. So this is your gold spot. We also have sailfins in store, including golden sailfins, and they get 60 centimeters in size. Now somebody's asking if we have any Cacatoide females. Unfortunately, we've got no spare females. We pair them off. All right, next. This is a beautiful copper leopard Oscar. Really nice yellow coloration. We do have 3 super red leopards in store, and oh man, they are amazing. You really need to come down to the store and have a look if you're into Oscars. We've got 3 super reds, and these are your coppers, which is that yellow coloration, and you can see it there. Beautiful contrast to the super reds that we have. So if you're into Oscars, we've got some lovely Oscars. Now, hopefully next week, if you're into Oscars, make sure you tune into the video, because next week we have a new Oscar that we haven't had at Aquarium Central here before. They did come into the country once before and we missed out. The supplier assures me that he'll have them for me for next time because we missed out. But next week's video, keep your eye on it. There's a new Oscar coming to Aquarium Central and we're going to be excited to show it to you. All right, shrimp. There is a massive shrimp craze on right now because these guys are the cleaning kings of those nano aquariums. Now, here we have a bag of blue cherry shrimp. Hard to see them. They're all around that fly mesh. Why is there fly mesh in the bags, you ask? It's so the shrimp can cling onto something through in transit. A lot of people use a bit of Java moss, a bit of broken net, a bit of fly screen, a bit of plant matter, guppy grass. There's lots of different things people put in the bag for shipping shrimp. And the reason for that is to give the shrimp something to climb onto, because we do not want those shrimp sloshing around in transit and breaking a leg. Very easy to do. You break a leg, it's all over for the shrimp. So to prevent that, they keep the shrimp try to be more suspended off the bottom by clinging onto something within the bag. All right, next. All right, back to those ponds in a second. Let's get this one out of the way. another bag of Oscars. This is your white tiger Oscars. People are asking, when are you getting more? When are you getting more in? We always say, we don't know, because we don't know what's coming into the country through the wholesalers until they list it on their list. So we never know when they're expected, but here they are today. So white tiger Oscars are back in stock. And if you haven't seen the Black Nemo Oscars yet, you need to check them out. They are my favorite by far. They remind me of designer clownfish that you see here that have been bred in those saltwater clownfish. That's what I'm talking about, not your normal Finding Nemo style one. I'm talking about designer clowns. That's what Black Nemo Oscars look like to me. All right, back to the fish. Pond species. Every pond should have these. If you're a diehard, need to have natives in your pond, we'll recommend something else. But if you don't, these are what you want. These are white cloud minnows. They're not Australian native, and there's two versions just come in. First is your regular white cloud minnow, which is sort of a silvery looking fish, gets a stripe along the body that's reflective and beautiful red fins all the way around. And then you have your golden white cloud, which is very similar, more red in the fins and yellow in the body. Now, why should you have these in the ponds this time of year? Mosquitoes. These guys will clean up the mosquito larvae in your ponds without eating your frog's eggs. White cloud minnows are a cheaper version to our Australian native of the Pacific blue eyes. We do have Pacific blue eyes in stock right now, so if you're a hardcore Aussie fan and you want something native in your pond, we do have Pacific blue eyes. Again, they'll eat all those nasty pest mosquito larvae, won't touch your frog's eggs. But if you're after something a little bit more colourful, well, colourful, that's really up to the beholder, isn't it? Which is more beautiful? Why don't you tell me? What do you prefer? Pacific blue eyes or white cloud minnows? Which do you prefer? These are the gold. I prefer these guys, the silvers. And of course, right next to me here is a tank full of Pacific blue eyes. Some unique fishies of the cold water variety came in today. Now, I don't recommend most of these for your pond because of their uniqueness. Probably get gobbled up by birds. But we've got some cool shipments of goldfish that have come in through the week. More cool goldfish came in today and more coming next week. Let's have a look about what we've got here and then we'll get into what's coming. Now, I've been asked for these so many times throughout the year saying, when are you getting them next? When are you getting them next? As I said before, we never know. And looking at this bag, they are looking sensational. These in here are your Bristol Shabunkins. Bristol Shabunkins are just like Shabunkins with that multicoloration on them, but they have a beautiful fantail at the back. A beautiful, big fin. They almost look like a fantail, but they're longer in the body and they don't have that triangle-shaped tail. It's a normal, regular flowing tail. These are Bristol Shabunkins. They're very young, man. When these grow up, they are going to be sensational-looking goldfish. Yep. They are great in ponds. That one we recommend, you can put that one in the pond. But this next one coming out is definitely would not put in your pond. But it's another goldfish. And have a look at these little awesome guys. These are ping pong for sure. These are your pearl scale goldfish. And look how round they are. They're just like little goldfish or otherwise ping pong balls, which is why they get the name ping pong goldfish. Have a look at them. They're as round as they are long. Now, the pearl scale actually comes to the type of scaling on this fish. They have a very hard, calcified, lumpy scale, which is where it gets its name, the pearl scale. But what we're known for is really this big, rounded, ping-pong-shaped bodies. Why do we not put these in the pond? They are very, very slow swimmers. They literally almost roll around the aquarium more than swim. Another important factor to know about these guys is to keep salt again in the aquarium. Just like the live berries, these guys or any goldfish that has been really bred for this very short body, you need plenty of salt, up to 6 grams per litre, and I recommend a minimum of 3 grams per litre of aquarium salt. I'm not talking about your mineralizing salt, the stuff you put in that's just a teaspoon in per 20 litres or per 100 litres. That's a totally different salt. I'm talking about salinity salt and aquarium salt. Get it up. 3 grams per litre. You might think that's a lot, but the ocean is 36 grams per litre, 3 grams per litre. You wouldn't even taste it. But if you don't have them, have it in the water, you won't have these guys for long. It is highly recommended. Now, you like those. Probably been 2 years since I've had the one coming out of the bag right now. These are dragon eye pearl scales or dragon eye ping pongs. They're a larger size. Why are they dragon eye? Look at their heads. You know what they remind me of? You know, squeeze balls that you squeeze and pop, pop, out comes the eyes. These look like squeeze ball goldfish. Look at the eyes popping out. Now, they're bred this way. They haven't got dropsy. This is the way they're meant to be. The eyes are telescopic, so they're a telescopic ping pong pearl scale, otherwise known as a dragon eye pearl scale. They are really cool, really rounded, and really good quality. Talk about good quality, and if you're into that kind of fish, we have got the best shipment of telescopes, assorted telescopes, and not pearl scale telescopes. The best shipment of assorted telescope goldfish came in this week. Now, if they are just sold assorted, they are a random scoop online. We don't do picking and selecting of colors. But if you come on down to the store and have a look at them, there's some really spectacular ones in there, including there is some panda telescopes in there. They look really cool. Now, panda telescopes, we also got panda more telescopes in. Large 9 to 12 centimeters panda more goldfish came in that have got really big telescopes on them as well this week. That's only a few of the goldfish that came in. This is probably one of the best shipments of goldfish we've had in 5 years in store right now, and it doesn't end this week. There's more coming next week. All right, back to what's in here. White comets, excellent for the pond. Fantastic for the pond. Only thing is, make sure you have some kind of screening, a mesh, or a great crane statue or owl statue, something to keep the birds away, because the reason why these are so good in the pond is they really, really stand out because they're white. In the pond, they will glow and be vibrant and stand out and be very, very attractive. So attractive, the birds are going to see them straight away, but they are an excellent pond goldfish. And those guys, you don't have to worry about the salt levels of being at least 3. They'll definitely appreciate salt. Anything appreciates salt. Those guys will appreciate it, but it's not necessary as it is to those ping pongs. All right, any more goldfish in here? Let's have a quick look. I think that's it. That's it for goldfish. There's more fish coming out. As I said before, tune in next week. There is more specialty goldfish coming in. Something really cool coming in next week. Frog-faced goldfish. As long as they arrive to us, we've got them ready to come. Frog-faced goldfish. They are going to be something I've never seen before. You've got to watch next week if you want to see them. All right, let's get back to it. Next is the axolotl. So just some beautiful whites. We call these whites, you guys might call them pink axolotl. So when people ask, do you have any pink ones? This is what they're referring to. They're white with these beautiful pink gills. But we call them white axolotls on our website. We call them white. All right, there he is. Look at that. Cool looking critter trying to walk around. If you didn't know, axolotls have the very unique ability to be able to grow and generate every part of its body, including its brain. So if it gets damaged, it just grows a new one. Loses an arm, it grows a new one. Loses part of its brain, grows a new one. Obviously, you can't chop the head off the guy and expect it's going to live. It's all over Red Rover, but it has amazing ability to heal itself with every type of part or every part of its body. All right, moving on. Hopolo, the Asian Hopolo catfish. These are a beautiful bubble nest builder. Big sizes. We have some really big ones in store at the moment. Excellent size, great for breeding. All right, moving down now. All right, next, black night rams. Black night rams. So they're back in. Now, things like these black night rams and a couple of these other fish that are coming out next are very, very sensitive to water changes, particularly the next 2 species. And what we always recommend to our customers is make sure you drip acclimate them. What do we mean by that? You want to slowly drip water from your aquarium into the water that's in the bag. By doing that, you tip it into a bucket, slowly drip it in. You're slowly adjusting the water parameters. So the hardness, the pH, everything is slowly changing to get them in the aquarium. If you just get them out of the bag, they'll be happy in the bag like these are. They're very happy in the bag, but if you dump them straight into your aquarium, just floating them, getting the temperature up to a condition is not enough. There's a lot of changes in chemistry there. So what we recommend is getting yourself one of these guys. We have them available here at Aquarium Central. And these are drip aquamators. They have a self-primer on as well, where you can just squeeze a little pupae on there and it will get the water flowing. It's got flow adjustment. It's got a little suction cup, sticks the line in the aquarium. And it will just slowly drip the water, making those changes very gradual and give you a much higher chance of survival rate. And it's very important for this next fish coming out, and that is this guy. That is the fresh water seahorse, otherwise known as the pipefish. They are wild caught, so drip acclimating is essential. Slowly change the water conditions. Otherwise, it's a very expensive fish. These guys are around $60. You don't want to lose it within a couple of hours or overnight because you didn't introduce it slowly. So that is the key, guys. Drip acclimate. You can buy them online at Aquarium Central. They are a bronze thick lip grommy. Now, the thick lip grommy is a mixture of your dwarf grommies and regular grommies, and they call them thick lips. And they come in different coloration, different patterns. At the moment, what's coming in our thick lips is this orangish pattern color. It's an orange pattern. It is a thick lip grommy, chunky head on the front of it. They do get, sometimes they've got a stripe pattern to them. Sometimes they're like that. Those guys are probably being bred with your flame grommy. Sometimes they've got a bit of striping to them because they're being bred with your normal dwarf grommy. That is your thick lip grommy. So I reckon it's a cross between a dwarf grommy and a honey grommy. Sid monkey loaches or dwarf chain loach. Very, very small, the ones that have just come in today, very small, but they are a dwarf loach. Why are loaches so cool? They get rid of pesky snail problems. But then there's not always a loach for every size aquarium. The clown loach gets 2 foot long, massive. You need a huge tank for those guys. Then you've got the Pakistani loach, the reticulated loach or yo-yo loach, which only gets 7 to 10 centimeters in size, and it's great for those medium-sized aquariums. But what about the nano aquarium? What if you want a loach for the nano aquarium? This is the guy for you. This is the pygmy loach, or the Sid monkey loach, or the dwarf chain loach. It is a small loach. The concerns always at this size is hoping for the best, that they are what they are, because it's very, very easy to do a switchy swappy at the importers with baby yo-yo loaches, and you'd never know the difference until it grows up. They do have more of a square pattern on them, so I'm betting on these are being genuine dwarf chain loaches. We have had a switcheroo to us in the past, but I'm pretty sure these are dwarf chain, and these are great for those nano tanks. They will max out at 4 to 5 centimeters. They do not get very big at all. Last fish coming out of the box. We only got a few of these in maybe 4 weeks ago. They sold out instantly online, and ever since we've been asked the gold question of when are you getting them in again. Now, the first time we ever had them was 4 weeks ago. We didn't think we'd probably see them for another 5 to 10 years, but guess what? They're back in today. They're not something that's for everyone. Some people will disagree with this type of fish, but these are golden balloon pearl lace grommies. They are short-bodied, very, very peaceful. Got a beautiful gold body on them. They'll get a beautiful red pattern throughout the body. They are short-bodied golden lace or golden pearl grommies. As soon as these go on the website, I know they're going to sell super fast because we got harassed for them last time. We can only get, I think, 12 came in last time. We have more coming today. Very hard to show you what they look like because they're in the bag, but you can see the gold coloration. Once these get in your aquarium, you get them on some food. Oh, they are sensational looking fish, but they are ballooned, meaning they do have a deformity. They were bred with that deformity, and some of you guys will be against that. A lot of people will be against that, and there are pushing the boundary limits when it does come to balloon. There are some pros and cons to it. The pro, of course, is they become far less aggressive. Really cool. Have a look at them. Shame on them, there's so much dirt in there, but they're happy, they're healthy and amazing. Now, if you haven't joined our newsletter, you need to join our newsletter because we'll announce some specials from time to time exclusively to the people who are watching the newsletter. And we have a ripper of a special. I mean a ripper. They're going to sell out this weekend in store. I'm not going to tell you guys the price because if you want to know the price of what I'll show you the fish, but I'm not going to tell you the price. You need to join our newsletter if you want to know the price. This Saturday, Sunday, Monday, King's Weekend, the long weekend, we're having a special on our Australian bred discus. Okay? There's some here in the bag. You can see they are juvenile, but you can see the color already coming into them. They are Australian bred discus. That's important to remember. If you're not sure why, I don't want to go into the details too much right now, but be sure to ask the staff when you come in store about the discus. Why is it important to know if it's Australian bred or not? You can ask the question here online. We'll answer it to you later. That's not a problem. But these are Australian bred discus. Special this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, King's long weekend only. Now the price is going to be too good to be true that we know there'll be none left probably by Monday. So if you're buying online, you may miss out. I'm really sorry. They may sell in store. You're welcome to place an order online when you see the price come available. You're welcome to. There's no guarantee until stock sells out. And if it sells out in store, it's sold out. If it doesn't sell out in store, we'll ship them out to you. But the idea on these is to get you guys to come down and have a look at them. Okay, Australian bred discus this weekend at drop jaw prices. Now, when I say about the price, I paid this for a discus for myself when I was 9 years old, and I am now 46. So nearly 40 years ago is when discus were that price, and that's the price they're going to be this weekend. You need to join that one anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Again, be sure to like, subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed this video and many more, I've got some Aquarium Central Broad videos been coming out lately. I've been going different areas, seeing behind the scenes stuff. Follow us on YouTube. Give it all a watch. And we will see you next week. Or come into store, Aquarium Central, 11 Pike Street, Cunda Park. Thanks for watching.